Support for Woodsongs Show number 980 is provided by the Deering Banjo Company, Martin Guitars, Frankie String Instruments, Ear Trumpet Mics, Travel Host Magazine, and by our family of Woodsongs partners. Woodsongs is now available for use by teachers and homeschool families, complete with lesson plans, available on the classroom page of woodsongs.com.
The City of Lexington and visitlex.com.
The Bluegrass Hospitality Association and the Clarion Hotel Conference Center North, welcoming visitors to Lexington, Kentucky, the horse capital of the world and home for parks, museums, festivals, great music, and Woodsongs.
Take your next vacation trip to the musical State, Kentucky. For information, visit our website at woodsongs.com.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is Hank Williams, the drifting cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
People don't sing about cars no more. Cool cars died in the oil wars. It really doesn't sound very sexy to say I drive a little four-cylinder, a Chevrolet. Man, nobody sings about cars anymore. Here we go now. I got a little Toyota and it goes really far. It's a little itty bitty teeny weeny car. It's a fuel efficient automobile made of a whole lot of plastic and not much steel. Nobody sings about cars anymore. Here we go, Bob. Oh, yeah. Climb into a little Subaru. The steering wheel might castrate you. A tiny backseat, I am told, is automatic birth control. Corvette, Mustang, 4 on the floor. Super Camaro, Hemi, engine 2-door. It's a roomy 8-cylinder convertible dream. Slip into a car today, you're busting up your spleen. Man, nobody sings about cars anymore. Well, nobody sings about cars no more. Cool cars died in the oil wars. It really doesn't sound very sexy to say I drive a little four-cylinder Chevrolet.
The Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour is presented in part by our family of Woodsongs partners and by visitlex.com, an online vacation guide to visit historic Lexington, Kentucky. While in Kentucky, you can visit the cafes, horse parks, music festivals, art and cultural world of Lexington, the home of the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour, online at visitlex.com.
And by Ear Trumpet Labs, handcrafted microphones used by roots music and bluegrass musicians worldwide. Online at eartrumpetlabs.com.
And welcome everybody to the beautiful and the historic Lyric Theater in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting all over the world, from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon. In northern Canada, we are celebrating the spectacular world of independent grassroots music of all different kinds. Artists come from everywhere to be on this stage, and we say it every single week, and we mean it. You don't have to be famous to be on Woodsongs. You just have to be very, very good. But what happens when you merge fame with spectacular musicianship? That's what we have on our stage for the entire hour. 30 years ago, he came out with a song with his spectacular band called the Fabulous Thunderbirds, and they just rocked the world of radio with a song that made them just tough enough. Oh, it's a great song, and it's a great musician that's on our stage for the whole hour. We're going to introduce his band as well. He's got a brand new album. It's titled Baby, Please Come Home. He's going to sing the title cut for this spectacular blues album. Please welcome the incredible Jimmie Vaughan to the Woodsongs Old Time Radio.
How are you? Please come on. I'm sick and I'm all alone. I love you, I miss you so. How much you never, never know. Well, I need you, that's why I'm blue. Come home. Oh, baby, put it down and stop your running around. Oh, bring it on home right now. I don't mean after a while. Well, I need you, that's why I'm blue. Come home, oh, baby. Oh, baby, put it down and stop your running around. Oh, bring it on home right now. I don't mean after a while. Well, I need you, that's why I'm blue. Come home. Come on home, baby.
Oh, if you like your blues rockin', this is the album Baby, Please Come Home. Jimmie Vaughan, nice to have you here, bud. It's great to see you and finally get to work with you. The music is spectacular. You are
Thank you very much.
Consummate musician. So let's go back. A young fella, you're 11, 12 years old, and somebody says, dude, if you want a girlfriend, you got to play football.
Well, that's what my friend told me. He said, man, if you want a girlfriend, you're going to have to play football. And so I went out for football, and I went down there, and they said, okay, get over here in this bunch over here. And then it became my time. It was for tryouts. And so they threw a pass, and I mysteriously caught it. It was left halfback was the position that I was going to. I didn't know left from right or any of that. But anyway, I got piled on. They tackled me, and I broke my collarbone. I went home for 3 months, and that's when my dad said, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Here. And he gave me that guitar.
Now, the guitar did not have all the strings on it, if I recall.
It had 3 strings on it.
3 of the 6.
3 bass strings.
So what did you do? You sat there with your broken collarbone playing 3 strings?
Well, the first thing I learned was backwards, you know.
Okay.
Instead of, it was...
But it works.
I was like, okay, man, this is it.
So you realized that it was a quicker way to get a girlfriend if you played the guitar than if you played football with a broken collarbone.
Well, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get really good and practice. I'm going to get me a record, make records, and I'm going to get a car and split.
So did you leave home early? I mean, did you...
Yeah, I did when I was about 14.
14? So like a runaway, you just left and did your thing?
I guess you could say it was runaway. Yeah.
Now, you had a younger brother that just worshipped the ground you walked on, and he was watching you play this 3-string guitar.
Yeah, and right after that, after I started playing, then Stevie had they gave him a toy guitar that was like one of those little cowboy guitars.
Yeah.
And whenever I would stand in front of the stereo and pretend it was an amp, he would stand there with his, and we'd play together. There's pictures of us. So
well, it's kind of a cute thing to picture. Now, Mom and Dad, they're watching you going after this music thing. You're 14 years old. You leave home. What did you do?
Well, I went over to my band. I was in a band, and I went over to their apartment. They had an apartment. They were all 21, and they had an apartment.
Did they know you were 14?
Well, they knew that I was 14, fixing to turn 15. Yeah. So.
Okay.
But.
So that was a young way to start.
Yes, it was a young way to start, but I was hard-headed and determined, and what can I say?
Well, speaking of hard-headed and determined, after nearly 50 years of playing music, you're still at it. You've got a beautiful album. It's called Baby Please Come Home. This is a song off that album called Just a Game. It is Jimmie Vaughan on our show for the entire hour.
Thank you. Just a game that you're playing. I was blind, but now I see that you were only teasing. Oh, how you hurt me. It's just a game that you're playing. Well, okay, I'll play too. I heard you were fooling around, baby, so I'm gonna have to play the game just like you. Well, I'm gonna cry my eyes out. Yes, that's what I do. And I'm gonna feel much better. Oh, baby, but what about you? you know, baby, I'm gonna feel much better. Oh, baby, but what about you? It's just a game that you're playing. Well, okay, I'll play too. I caught you fooling around on me, baby. So I'm gonna play the game just like you. And I'm gonna feel much better. Oh, what about you? What about you, baby?
It's a great album. It's called Baby Please Come Home, brand new from Jimmie Vaughan. And let's say hi to some of the band members that you have out there. On the drums in the back there, Rudy Albin playing drums. Billy Horton on bass. Mike Rint on trombone. Doug James on sax. Billy Pittman on electric guitar. Let's say hi to the B3 player, Mr. Mike Flanagan. How you doing, Mike?
Good. How's it
going? The sound of the Hammond B3 has become very integral in your music, Jimmy. I mean, this is something that you is a constant, not just as your guitar playing, but the sound of the Hammond B3 organ. So, what was it about that attracted you to keep that?
Well, when I was a kid, my dad took us to this place on Sunday. He would take us around to where they had jams on Sundays at clubs. And there was a great band, and a lot of the bands in Dallas had B3s. And I got into Jimmy Smith records and Jack McDuff and all that kind of stuff. And I've always loved the way it sounds. It sounds like church.
It sounds like church. And as you're playing your guitar, I mean, the artists that influenced your playing when you were a young kid, who were you listening to get the style that you've developed?
Well, I was listening to, Bill Doggett records, Freddie King, T-Bone Walker, all those guys like that. And then after I started playing, Eric Clapton came out, and I thought, and it was very popular and wild and cool, so it was everywhere.
Well, you're doing something that Eric Clapton does, that B.B. King became famous for, and that all, I think, and I don't mean to make this sound presumptuous, but all master musicians like yourself do this. You pick your spot. You're not playing through the whole song. You find your spot, and that becomes Jimmie Vaughan.
Yeah, well, in that era when those guys came out, like a lot of them, it was the guitar sort of, used to be it was the tenor sax was the loudest thing. So that would have a lot of solos in R&B and rock and roll. And then when they came out with amps, the lead guitar and the steel guitar and all that stuff was louder. And so T-Bone Walker really brought that to the forefront and made it with a big band and electric guitar.
Now, we thank Les Paul for the amps, but you favored the Stratocaster over Les Paul. So how come? Why that guitar?
Well, I just
because I mean, and not to cut you off, but you have influenced an entire generation of guitar players to pick up the Strat.
Well, my first guitar, Fender, was a Telecaster, and then I went down and Buddy Guy played Stratocaster, and Buddy Holly and a bunch of different people, and I went down, and it's like a rocket ship. It's like part lamp or ray gun or whatever you want to call it. It's beautiful.
It's as artistic as the music that comes out of it, no doubt.
I love the way it sounds, and
Do you do any solo stuff on
it? Yeah.
Let me hear something. Let's turn up that amp.
I did.
Let's see what Jimmie Vaughan by himself sounds like.
string down on a heaven-bound flight. He's got a pick, strap, guitar on his back. Ain't gonna cut the angel no slack.
Nice. I like it.
I didn't know if you want me to keep going or
You
not.
could if you wanted.
Lord, they call another blues stringer back home. Lord, they call another blues stringer back home.
I like it. Good. And for all the guitar players, you're playing with a bare thumb. You're not using a pick.
Well, I use a pick sometimes.
But on this particular song, you're using just your bare
Yeah,
fingers.
whenever we do the, sort of the Lightning Hopkins, Little Son Jackson kind of.
I get it, yeah.
I use my
That's
fingers.
pretty, yeah. That's pretty. So now we've got this Hammond B3 over here with Mike Flanagan, brilliant musician. And Mike, what we just saw from Jimmie Vaughan is something that you have commented before, and that is his rock-solid rhythm when he's playing.
Well, that's true.
And so this is something that impressed you as a musician, the way he was able to just lock into the tempo.
Yeah, everything he does is about the rhythm. Even when he's soloing, you can hear the rhythm going. And yeah, if you're going to play in a band with somebody, Jimmie Vaughan's the guy to be in the band with, because the rhythm is always good.
Well, I'm sure Rudy Albin in the back there helps out quite a bit.
Absolutely.
So let's. I know you're going to be doing some solo stuff as the hour continues, but give me something that's just the sound of just you on the Hammond B3. And this is the old school Hammond B3. It's not a digital Hammond, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Let's see. Well, I just always start off with the same thing. And then Bill Doggett kind of invented this. Made it sound like a big band.
Nice. Mike Flanagan on the B3. So Jimmy, you've got this beautiful trio, and you're about to treat us to a song that is just the three of you playing. And it's a lot of work keeping a band together, but you've done it successfully for a long, long time. What's the trick keeping a band together? I mean, besides paying the guys, but what's the
Money. No.
money keeps it all together, right? But what's the trick of keeping it so unified and tight?
What happened to me was I had to go find people that liked what I liked. You know, the kind of music that wanted to play the kind of music I wanted to play. And so it's been, it's just over the years, I just found people, and people searched me out, and I searched them out, and we all ended up in the same place somehow.
So that commonality of liking the same kind of music is sort of the ultimate glue that keeps a band together.
Absolutely. And we play now. We play in the, you know, it's like the Bobby Bland song. We play in the honky tonks.
Mm-hmm.
We play in the high class joints. We even, you know, play in the honky tonks, whatever's the name of the song.
Even
we
play
everywhere.
play wood songs. You even play here.
So we have a good time.
And it's worked out well for you. I mean, you're a 4-time Grammy Award winner. 4 times, not once, 4 times. That's pretty good. That's a lot of validation, isn't it?
It is. It's very wonderful, very nice thing to win a Grammy.
And one of the nicest Grammys I think that you won was a traditional blues album Grammy Award. So that must have meant a lot to you because the blues has been very important to you.
Yeah, and it's really great just to get nominated too. You don't have to win.
Oh, but everybody says that. You want to win.
No, but it's not bad winning. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's fabulous just to get nominated. One time I got nominated and I lost to Pop Staples.
Well, that's not so bad.
So that's fabulous.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm thinking, Pop Staples has got to win this. He's Pop Staples, you know.
Well, it's been an interesting journey for you. In the second half hour, we're going to delve more into how you put these songs together, your guitar playing style, and more. We've got also a very special young guest to introduce to you too. But you've got an album that is just Jimmie as a trio with the drummer and the Hammond B3 organ. And this is a tune off that album called "Frame for the Blues." It is Jimmie Vaughan on the Woodsongs.
And this is a tune written by Slide Hampton, the great jazz musician, educator.
From a great album called Live at Seaboys, it is Jimmie Vaughan on our show for the entire hour. We're going to introduce more of his band in the second half hour, more conversation about his guitar playing and his history, and wait till you meet this week's Woodsongs Kid. We will be back right after this.
You're listening to Woodsongs Show number 980, broadcasting around the world from the foothills of Appalachia in Lexington, Kentucky.
If you would like to attend a Woodsongs broadcast, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com.
We'll be back after the break with Jimmie Vaughan on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour. Woodsongs is presented in part by Ear Trumpet Labs and VisitLex.com, welcoming families from all over the world to attend a broadcast in historic Lexington, Kentucky.
Woodsongs is an all-volunteer run celebration of grassroots music, providing a multimedia front porch for musicians and artists worldwide. You can visit our library of past shows, attend a broadcast, or become a Woodsongs partner from our website, woodsongs.com.
Hi, this is Robert Cray, and you're listening to Michael Jonathan's Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And thank you, Robert Cray. Welcome back, everybody, to our broadcast featuring the legendary Jimmie Vaughan. We're so glad that everybody could join us. We're at the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the magnificent Appalachian Mountains, here at the Lyric Theater in Lexington, Kentucky. Isn't this a wonderful hometown to do Woodsongs in? Great. We are broadcasting worldwide on over 537 radio stations from Australia all across America to Ireland, including WOHM 96.3 FM in Charlestown, South Carolina, as well as WSM Radio, the mighty WSM, home of the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. Over 537 radio stations. We're so glad that you're tuning in. We're also on American Forces Radio Network, who puts this show on the air on 2 channels in 177 nations, from South Korea to Kuwait, and every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America. As always, we want to say hello to the men and women, the families out there, the friends, the fans, the public tuning in, bringing them a little taste of Jimmie Vaughan. We're on public television from Los Angeles to Las Vegas to Vermont. We're also on the RFD television network. We're also in schools. If you're a teacher or a homeschool parent, we encourage you to go to the Woodsongs website, click on the classroom page. We've got some wonderful, wonderful things for you with lesson plans with middle, high, college level classes that we have done in a partnership with the University of Kentucky. And because of that, this time of every broadcast, Jimmy, we invite a youngster to come on our show to play one song. And before we do, you were very influential in the musical life of your younger brother, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and you got to watch him, grow as a musician and as a person, and like yourself, he had hit records. I mean, that's been a nice thing for an older brother to see his younger brother do. And it was that one day in 1990 where Stevie Ray got in a helicopter, and that was a very difficult time for you. And we're talking about it musically. After that helicopter crash, you pulled back your music. You stopped everything for a while.
Yeah, well, we had just made an album. We had just been together for 4 or 5 months, working on an album all over in New York, Memphis, and Dallas, and we were.
It's called Family Style. It was
Family Style.
You and
yes.
Stevie Ray, right?
And the record company, Tony Martell at Epic Records, came and said, "Hey, Jimmy, you got the Thunderbirds. Stevie's doing great. Stevie had just won a Grammy, his first, I think, and so we want you to do an album together called the Vaughan Brothers." We're like, "Cool." We heard about that when people would come over to our house when we were little. My dad would say, "Play a song for our guest," and we'd play, and they'd go, "Yeah, well, you kids are pretty good, but maybe you can make a record someday."
Yeah.
So that was it.
Little did they know. Little did they know. And that was something that you had to just musically and personally kind of put in a place for you to function, because you missed your little brother.
Well, yeah, he was my little brother. It was my job to get him to the bus stop and to school and back, 4 years apart. And it's been almost 29 years, I think, in August. And it's still undescribable. I don't really know what to say. For a long time, I kept thinking that I'm going to learn how to be okay with this and deal with it, But I'm pissed off. I'm not going to get over this, right. And I don't even have to, and I finally figured that out. But he was a great musician. He was a great young brother. He was a very nice person, and I love him. And I hope to get to see him someday.
Well, as a tribute to you and to your younger brother, Stevie Ray Vaughan, we invited a Woodsongs Kid. He comes all the way from Charleston, South Carolina. His name is Jack Trebold, and he has learned Stevie Ray Vaughan's version of Pride and Joy on the acoustic guitar as a special tribute to our guest for the whole hour. And we'll get to talk to him after the song is over. But this is it. It's Pride and Joy. Jack Trebold, this week's Woodsongs Kid.
Out to the blind, my baby's loving cause the sun to shine. She's my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy. She my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my baby, my heart and soul. Love like ours never grows old. She's my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy. She my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my lady. She's long and lean. You mess with her, you see a man get me. She's my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy. She my sweet little baby. I'm a little boy. All right now. Well, I love my lady like the finest one. Oh, I'll stick with her to the end of time. She my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy. She my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover.
All the way from Charleston, South Carolina, this week's Woodsongs Kid, Jack Treble. Jack, how long did it take you to learn to play that?
Well, I've been playing that for years now. I mean, it took me a couple months. I've been playing this song for years, but I've kind of over the years embellished it and done my own thing.
Well,
with
you
it.
added an interesting intro and outro. What do you think of that guitar playing, Jack?
The great thing about Jack is he's got his own style.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just copying records. He's got his own thing going.
So here's a chance. I mean, now, Jack, you and I talked about this before the show, and we thought, you and I both thought it would be good for the audience to know that one of the things that you have to deal with is well, tell them about your condition.
Well, I am on the autism spectrum. I have pervasive developmental disorder. I have cerebral palsy. There are things that I've had to live with, but it gives me the drive to play, and makes me want to focus really hard on this. So.
And you are excellent at it.
Thank you.
Big inspiration. So, Jimmy, here's a chance. We've got young Jack from Charleston, South Carolina. This week's Woodsongs Kid played a Stevie Ray Vaughan song in your honor, and here you are. What is the big piece of advice that you would give a young fellow like Jack, who's really good with the guitar and he really loves to play?
Well, I would just encourage him to keep doing what he's doing and to play what you want to hear.
I definitely love to play what I want to hear, and I want to keep doing that. And I'll make sure I do that. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, so Jack, what we want you to do is we're going to let you sit back now. We're going to get back into the trio sound. We're going to listen to this amazing group. We've got the Hammond B3 with Mike Flanagan. We've got the drums in the back with Rudy Albin, and the incredible Jimmie Vaughan playing guitar from their CD called Live at Seaboys. This is a great tune called Hey Baby, and I think the audience can sing with them on this one. Jimmie Vaughan.
Yeah, this is a song we do back in Texas, the little joint we play at all the time called Seaboys. And we'd love if you sang along with us. Y'all know that song, Hey Baby, don't you? Yeah.
You will.
That's all you need to know is the title, basically. We do the rest.
right, y'all sing with me, okay? Well, hey, hey, baby. Come on, y'all, let's sing. I wanna know if you be my girl. There you go. Well, hey, hey, baby, yeah. I wanna know if you be my girl. Let's go, y'all. Hey, hey, baby. I wanna know if you be my girl. Play your guitar, man. Let's sing, everybody. Hey, hey, baby. I wanna know if you be my girl. Okay, just the girls, y'all, just the ladies. Come on, ladies. All right, it's the guys' turn, just the guys. Hey, baby. All right, boys and girls together one last time. Boys and girls. Oh, come on, baby. Won't you be mine? Won't you be my girl? Come on, baby. Won't you be mine? Won't you be my girl? Won't you be my girl? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my girl? Thank y'all for singing along.
Hey Baby, a great song off of their live album, Live at Sea Boys. Jimmie Vaughan on our broadcast for the entire hour. If you want to revisit the music of Jimmie Vaughan, if you want to watch what you're hearing on the radio and actually see Jimmie playing his guitar and the Hammond B3 and this incredible band that he's with, we encourage you to visit the Woodsongs website. Click on the archive page. This is show number 980. And Jimmie, you taking the guitar as seriously you do, you kind of never stop taking guitar lessons.
No, I'm always trying to learn something that I didn't pay attention to, or I didn't learn, or I get excited or interested in, you know.
So who do you sit down with? You sit down with a guitar teacher, and you're freaking Jimmie Vaughan. What are they going to teach you?
I mean, I listen to a lot of records, and, you know, I mean, there's always Kenny Burrell, the great Kenny Burrell. There's so many great musicians, and it's never ending. I still find records every day and stuff that I didn't know about.
Did you ever picture when you were a youngster playing that 3-string guitar that your dad gave you after you got hurt in that football game, that there would be literally thousands of other young players watching what you did, listening to what you did, copying what you did, the way you watched those guys? You became one of those guys.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, no. That's too scary.
It's time you better.
I'm still a kid having fun, though.
Yeah, well, you're having fun. I think the audience likes that part about you. And when you're putting an album together, this is a beautiful album. Baby, Please Come Home is the name of the new album. What do you go through in the process of picking the songs? Like, we're about to play a song called So Glad. So what do you look for in the songs when you're collecting them for the album? Do you record a bunch and pick out of the bunch you recorded, or are you recording specifically the ones?
Well, lately I've finally learned that I pretend I'm making 45s. They don't have 45s anymore, really. But that way I only have to come up with 2 or 3 at a time, and then I can go in the studio, and instead of the idea of making 10, 15, 20 songs at once is too much. Mm-hmm. So, it's like if you just sit down and write a chapter of what you're thinking about, maybe you can write a book, but you don't have to do you don't have to think to yourself, I'm writing a book,
Right. And the music business really has changed quite a bit. I mean, it
changes every time I put out a record, so I just ignore it.
Good for you. But talk about those changes a little bit. I mean, once upon a time, record labels would sign an artist. They'd have a big fat advance that you were able to make these records on. And if there are record labels left, I mean, their budgets are much smaller. And that's for all artists. It's for everybody, and it's becoming a more of a troublesome factor in being an artist. You're lucky because you're extremely well established, but these new guys.
We've got a lot of albums that are still unrecouped, as they call it.
Well, hopefully after the show, the audience will recoup some of that for you.
That would be great.
That's what we want. We've got time for one more song. I can't believe the whole hour has drifted by. You're one of the true gentlemen of the blues, and it's been an honor to have you here. This is a song off of this great new record of his called Baby, Please Come Home. If you like the blues, this is the album for you. This is a tune called So Glad. It is Jimmie Vaughan on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I'm glad, I'm so glad Fiona's coming home. I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna shout, I'm gonna tell the whole world about it. I'm so glad my baby's coming home. When I was down and out, I didn't have nothing to eat. She bought me fine, fine clothes. She put shoes on my feet. I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm really glad now, people. My baby's coming home. Woo! To eat. She bought me fine, fine clothes.
clothes. She put shoes on my feet. You know I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm really glad now, people. My baby's coming home. Help me out here. I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna clap. I'm so happy, baby. I'm so glad. My baby's coming home. Let me hear it. My baby's coming. I'm so glad.
Wasn't it great having Jimmie Vaughan on the program for the whole hour tonight? Mike Flanagan on the B3, Billy Pittman on the electric guitar, Doug James on sax, Mike Rinka on trombone, Rudy Albin on drums, and Billy Horton on bass. What a great, great band. It's the amazing, wonderful thing about music. It's such a healing, powerful thing. It can drive people forward through thick and thin. It can pick you up when you feel like you've crashed on the bottom. It can make you overcome even the most insurmountable things. Music is one of the most powerful emotions that the human experience can have. And it's such a privilege for everybody to be able to be part of it. Music is a wonderful three-legged stool. You've got a great artist like Jimmie Vaughan, a wonderful song, and you've got a spectacular audience. All those three things work together. And you take one of those legs away, you've ruined the whole stool. That's why the audience is such an incredibly important thing. But ultimately, it always comes down to the music. It comes down to what the song is about. It comes down to the emotion. It comes down to the way the artist feels about things. And it reminds me of something that Willie Dixon said, a great blues player from years and years ago, when talking about the power of music and how it can change everything that you view about life. He said, you can get the blues when your woman leaves you, and you can get the blues when she comes back home. That's the power of music. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a song farmer. We'll see you next week on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio. Good night.
You've been listening to Woodsongs broadcast number 980. Michael's opening song was Cars from the Ravenwood album featuring Bob Bryan on bass.
Our chief engineer is Jerome Galt. Technical assistants are Brian Clausing, Brandon Eves, Isaac May, and Eric Anderson. Our TV and internet broadcast is directed by David Bingham, technical director Isaac May, assisted by Maria Claridge.
The Woodsongs crew member of the week is Sylvia Davis, and our Woodsongs partners of the week are Bob and Judy Young.
Special support provided by Highbridge Springwater, Nate's Coffee, the staff of the Lyric Theater, and the Lexington Diner in Lexington.
Our show is produced with the support of VisitLex.com, Deering Banjos, the Martin Guitar Company, Fransky String Instruments, Ear Trumpet Microphones, Travel Host Magazine, the Bluegrass Hospitality Association, and the Clarion Hotel Conference Center North, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky.
Woodsongs and the Woodsong symbol are registered trademarks of Rachel Aubrey Music. Our show is distributed worldwide by the Woodsongs Radio Network and PRX. Thanks for listening. I'm Josh Baer.
For Michael Jonathan and the entire Woodsongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you'll join us again next week for the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
The online version of Woodsongs is a free gift to our fans, provided by VisitLex.com, inviting fans and families worldwide to attend our live broadcast tapings at the Lyric Theater in historic Lexington, Kentucky.
The Encore section is next. You can support this massive online archive of shows by becoming a Woodsongs partner. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dorothy. Give them a big hand. Give yourselves a big hand. You were a great audience. Thank you so much. Jimmie Vaughan was here tonight. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to invite our Woodsongs Kid to come to do an encore song for you. Wasn't that great? It's Stevie Ray's song. So he's going to get his guitar. He's going to come up, and then as a special treat to the audience, Jimmy's going to do 2 encore songs. We're going to capture them both. While they're getting set up and everything, a couple things to announce. Next week on our broadcast, we have another really amazing show. We've got a California songwriter, Jamie Drake, and a gypsy jazz swing band called Queen Bee and the Honey Lovers. They're worth it just for the name. I promise. In the weeks to come, as we are plowing towards show 1000, that's going to happen sometime in November, the Kingston Trio is coming on Woodsongs. Piano master extraordinaire George Winston is going to be here in a couple of weeks. And I can't even tell you the ones that are falling in place because they're not ready to announce. But if you're not a Woodsongs partner, Woodsongs partners got to see Jimmie Vaughan for free tonight. That's a pretty good deal, don't you think? You come for free. So we encourage you to become a Woodsongs partner. Come to Woodsongs 44 weeks a year for absolutely no charge. We would love to have you. It supports the broadcast and the program. And most importantly, it helps this all-volunteer crew continue working for free. And we want to thank them very much. That's what a lot of folks really don't understand about Woodsongs, that every single person associated with Woodsongs does it as a volunteer. Even the Lyric Theater is donated. Local hotels put the artists up for free. And tonight, Lexington Diner made everybody gain 10 pounds with this amazing dinner that they had. They don't just feed the artists. The restaurants feed the entire crew. And so let's give Lexington Diner a big hand. All the restaurants and the hotels do this. So Woodsongs goes free to public radio, free to public television, free to American Forces Radio Network. It goes free to the RFD Television Network. And now, Jimmy, you know why folk rhymes with broke. That's why. All right, we're going to get ready here. And then after the encores, the artists will be in the lobby to say hello to everybody. And we've got young Jack Traybold. You did such a great job on that Stevie Ray song. What are you going to...
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So you like artists like Tommy Emmanuel and guys like that? Yeah, John Knowles, of course.
Brent Mason, Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley actually followed me on social media a few.
Brad Paisley knows who you are.
Yeah, he's just I love all players and I'm always about stealing licks and just applying them. What do I do? We're all petty thieves.
Jimmy, I would turn your back to him then. What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play Blue Moon by Tommy Emmanuel, Tommy's arrangement. Thank y'all very much.
Young Jack Traybold from Charleston, South Carolina. This week's Woodsongs Kid. We love having this. You know, when we first tried to get kids to come on the show, a lot of folks just slammed us for it, saying that we were going to ruin the format of Woodsongs, and I think they were wrong. That's what I think. Where's Jack's dad? Stand up. Where is he? Stand up. There he is. Nothing happens without a good parent, right? Nothing happens with a good mom and dad behind any young kid. And we also have a special guest, a good friend of mine. He was the director of TV shows like Golden Girls and the Bob Newhart Show, and that's Mr. Doug Smart. Stand up, Doug. Say hi to everybody. A Hollywood directorial superstar that he is. And Jimmy, I hate to have you follow a kid, but it's your job. 2 songs.
All right. We're going to do a little thing off the new record called I'm Still in Love with You. This was originally put out by and written by T-Bone Walker. I wanna walk with you and talk to you, 'cause everything you say thrills me through and through. Yes, darling, I'm still in love with you. I often wonder why I used to sit inside just for the thought of a girl like you. 'Cause if you left me, baby, you know I'd be so blue. Yes, I'd be blue. Now you know that I love you, and I'm gonna be true. I'm not running around Lexington and North Carolina doing anything that would cause us to part. I wanna walk with you and talk to you, 'cause everything you say thrills me through and through. Yes, darling, I'm still in love with you. Play for me, man. Now you know that I love you, and I'm gonna be true. I'm not running around all over town doing anything that would cause us to part. I wanna walk with you and talk to you. 'Cause everything you say thrills me through and through. Yes, darling, I'm still in love with you. Yes, it's true. Yes, darling, I'm still in love with you.
All right, well, we're going to get to do another song, and you're going to go out in the lobby, say hi to folks, and sign autographs and visit with everybody. And one thing that I forgot to mention that I think would be of special interest, especially to this audience, is one of the shows coming up for Woodsongs is B.B. King's Blues Band, the actual band that B.B. King toured with, and it's going to feature B.B. King's daughter, Claudette, on vocals. So that's another reason to become a Woodsongs partner. But you're every reason in the world right here. So what are you going to end our evening with?
I think I'm going to do Hold It. It's a little instrumental that we
I got a spare room behind the barn for my Mac attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found. Well, I'm a hayseed of the first degree. I'm a country boy from Tennessee. But on the screen I'm so debonair. I'm a cyber hunk with a full head of hair, and I'm looking online. Gigabyte drive in an old Ford truck. Lonely lady stuck in your house. I can change your world with a click of my mouse. We can ride around the planet as long as you can type. Lock the women up and bring your daughters inside, 'cause Cyber Bubba's alive. I'm an internet lover and I search the world in my cowboy boots for my cyber girl.